what kind of do you look for then if that first type hunt doesn't totally pan out?
So obviously, a couple factors. One, we don't all have the ability to, to hunt as much as some of us get to. I mean, I'm fortunate I have a job that I'm able to, slip in after work and hunt quite a few evenings. And then a lot of people, it really depends on, I guess, what you're looking for. Is this person going out of state and only getting a week to hunt there? There's a lot of those. But if I'm kind of talking more situational where this is an area somewhat close to home where you can hunt it off and on pretty much all year, and you can kind of decide maybe when you want to use your vacation time and or when you can and can't hunt it. But so my kind of thought process throughout a season, real quick, here in Missouri, anyways, the first week or two of season, I'm on usually soybean fields. Typically, maybe unless I got a clover plot that's producing, or if we've had really good rains and one of my food plots is producing deer. But even then, usually I'm on more big ag fields that first week or two, trying to catch that last that last late summer pattern buck. He's just being a little lazy. After that diminishes, it's usually right about October 1st, which I feel for you because I could almost never catch a buck on a late summer pattern all the way to October 1st. It'd be really hard here. But right after that, typically the acorns are starting to drop, usually right about the beginning of the season, which a lot of times pulls our bucks off of the ag fields, I believe. The white oaks, the bur oaks, the acorns start dropping, and they haven't had them all year, and they're just gold mines. The problem with those are they're everywhere around here. I mean, it's literally you got to be lucky. The great ones are the ones I love the most, which I just found one the other day, is a giant oak, white oak on the edge of an ag field that's loaded
Yeah.
with it. You put that scenario together,
Yes.
now you got a combination where you can key in
Yes.
on. If you notice that, get a stand in there as early as possible where it has time to settle down. If you know that's going to happen. Uh, but those kind of so usually the acorns are usually from September 15th to about October 15th. Obviously, they feed on them throughout the whole fall,
Yeah.
but that's when you're really keying in on your acorn crops. Right about the first week of October is usually one of my favorite times is my kill plots, the clover plots, how I killed Dreamer, how I killed Hijack, just a number of deer we've been fortunate to get a crack at on those clover plots, and it's usually about the October 7th to about maybe the 20th October. You get a cold front that coincides with a good um, deer movement and over a clover plot or alfalfa or any green plot, those small kill plots where they feel safe close to their bedding, where they're kind of establishing a little bit, but they're still more into food at that time of the year and really
Yeah.
bulking up, obviously laying the rubs down. So yeah, that's probably my favorite now anymore. I think I've killed probably more of my biggest deer, which is funny because that back in the day that was always the October lull. Like that was the worst time of year to be
Uh-huh.
in a stand would be the beginning first couple weeks of October. But that's when I've had some of my best success on big deer. So then after that, obviously the rut kicks in, and then food's out the window for the most part. I mean, obviously you can hunt where does are feeding in doe bedding areas, but then after that, obviously right about end of November, that last few days of November all the way through December, back on any food source. If you got late season fall plots, turnips, radishes, um, you know, standing corn, the killer if you've got that availability. Uh, but yeah, that's kind of my thought process throughout the year. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hunt that way pretty much every year, and but every ag fields change, so you got to pay attention to that. Sometimes this acorn trees don't drop every year, so you got to pay attention to that. Um, and it's just scouting and staying on top of it. And just the previous year experience. And then each deer is different. I mean, some deer, for whatever reason, likes this side of the farm. And then this deer, for whatever reason, likes this side of the farm. So you just learn those. And like I said earlier, the more you get to hunt a specific whitetail, the more you learn about him. And the more, honestly, every year, the odds slowly tip into your favor. And I feel like, that's why you do get a chance to, if you can get them that old, which is hard. But if you get fortunate enough to do that, then you usually got a pretty well, by the time they hit 5 and 6, you got a pretty good feel for what that deer does year after year.